ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ हृतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम, सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We will chant from the 34th shloka. Om Ishto Vishishta Shištešta Shikhandi Nahusho Vrishah Krodhaha Krodhakrit Karta Vishvabahurmahidharah Achyutah Prathitah Pranah pranado vasavanujaha apam nidhiradhishtanam apramattah pratisthitah skandadharo dhuryo varado vayuvahanah Vasudevo Brihadbhanuradidevaः Purandarah Ashokastaranastaras Anukulashatavartah Padmi Padmanibhekshanah. Yesterday we saw Bhagavan Vishnu is called Janeshwaraha, Jananam, Jantunam, Ishwaraha, Janeshwaraha. Till that we have seen yesterday. Continuing, the next Nama, 342nd Nama is Anukulaha. A very, very wonderful Nama. Many of us would love this Nama, would like this Nama. Why? Anukulaha means the one who is very favorable. The one who is favorable to all. Atmatvena hi sarvesham anukulaha. The explanation here given for Anukula is Atmatvena, because of the fact that Bhagavan himself is the very Antaratma of everyone. He is favorable for all that the Jiva does in the world outside, without which Jiva is not non-existent. Therefore, Atma favors the very existence of Jiva and helps in the function of the world. Or we may also take it in a different way. Bhagavan favors everybody and helps them to reach their goal. One is being as the very Atma, no doubt. But otherwise also, Bhagavan loves his devotees. Therefore, in fact, all of us know, every devotee knows what? Whenever there are some problems, whenever there are some issues, whenever there are some agitation, suffering and pain, all devotees turn towards Bhagavan. And invariably, the Shraddha, Bhakti in them takes care, and Bhagavan takes care of the Bhakta to such an extent that even though problems, suffering, pain, agitation, frustrations come in the way of the devotees, they are manageable. They could be handled. How? Bhagavan blesses the devotees with the strength to handle the situation. Situation does not change. We need to understand this very clearly. Situations will not change. Why situations will not change? This is a very interesting point. Situations are brought by our own karmas. If you go back to that law of karma which we have dealt with much earlier, our own karmas bring our own situations. And our own attitude helps us to handle the situation. Think. Our own karma brings the situation, and our own attitude helps to handle the situation or mishandle the situation. Therefore, a bhakta who has surrendered at the feet of the Bhagavan and says, Anyatha sharanam nasti tvameva sharanam mama, he has handed over the condition at the feet of Bhagavan. Once, genuinely, not just by saying kayena vacha, etc. Genuinely, when I hand over the condition, meaning what? I surrender at the feet of the Bhagavan and say, Bhagavan, I cannot handle. Why I cannot handle? Because of my own limitations. Because of my own quality and texture of thoughts that I have entertained until now and brought myself to this situation. Now I am unable to handle them. Therefore, please help me. And when we hand it over to Bhagavan, Bhagavan takes care. Bhagavan will take care. But one thing is very important. Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate. And once with Shraddha and devotion we hand it over, Bhagavan is favorable. He will change the situation, or He will change our capacity to be better, to become capable of handling the situation. Therefore, Bhagavan is favorable. Anukulaha. The next step is, while handling the conditions outside, while handling the situations outside, he also brings in maturity at the intellectual level. Conditions outside make the individual think. Situations outside makes the individual think, and a real devotee will find the way. Bhagavan will show the way. And he understands. How does he show the way? He makes the devotee understand. This dawn of understanding makes situations possible for the devotee to see through the conditions, understand where he has gone wrong, and rectify not only the conditions outside but also the attitudes within. This ability to see through the condition and modify, change, transform the inner equipment is made possible by Bhagavan's blessings alone. Nothing else can help us. Therefore, Bhagavan is called Anukulaha. In the next step, Bhagavan makes the devotee understand that situations and conditions being the same, the devotee can transcend those situations and conditions. What is this transcending the conditions? Transcending is giving up identification, giving up that association, giving up the individuality, the ego, and transcending all of them to be in the thought of Bhagavan. This is the best thing that can happen. In karma, there is physical stress. In jnana, there is intellectual blocks because of non-understanding. Whereas in bhakti, nothing matters. It's just the love for Bhagavan that matters. And the love for Bhagavan will clear up everything. Will clear up the path. How? Bhagavan's blessings will show the way. When the individuality is lost, the totality takes over. When the individuality is surrendered, totality shows the way. And what is this totality? It is nothing but Bhagavan's blessings only. And therefore, Bhagavan is also called Anukulaha. In the final step, Bhagavan prepares the mind and intellect of the individual ego, the jiva, to come to see, come to visualize how ephemeral, how non-real, unreal is the very life itself, the very Jagat itself. Think. And he gives the condition for the mind and intellect to open up, to expand, to see through how this world, this Jiva Bhava, and all the conditioned situations outside are all nothing but an imagination at the mental level, and none of them are really true, but my true nature alone is the supreme, and that alone is the only truth available. Ekameva Advitiyam. This level of understanding comes to a devotee only when he surrenders his ego at the feet of the Bhagavan. And once he surrenders, Bhagavan will make all the path clear. That is why he is called favorable. Anukulaha. He creates a favorable condition for the devotee to march ahead to reach him. Reach him meaning what? Understand his own true nature. Therefore, Anukulaha Atmatvena. That is the main word. It is not that the devotee comes to understand something different from him. He comes to understand that he himself, in the true nature, in the real sense of the word, he alone is that supreme and nothing else is real. This is what it means to say Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. And Bhagavan leads the devotee. He oversees the limitations of the devotee. He oversees all other things of the devotee. He helps the devotee to go within. Therefore, Anukulaha. Continuing. Nahi swasmin pratikulyam swayamacharati. No one, looking at it from the common standpoint also, for no one will do what is unfavorable to oneself. Why unfavorable to oneself? Atmatvena. Just now we saw, Bhagavan makes us realize that that very Atma is in me alone. I alone am that Atma. Once I understand, I am the very Atma, who will do anything unfavorable to that? To oneself. We want everything favorable around us, be it Laukika or Paramarthika. We want everything favorable. Having come to know that I alone am that supreme, what will any unfavorable thing we will do for ourselves? Therefore, Bhagavan makes us understand you yourself are the destination. Therefore, nothing unfavorable can happen. Therefore, he is called Anukulaha. Shatavartaha. Shata avartaha. Meaning what? Dharmatranaya shatamavartanani pradurbhavaha asya iti shatavartaha. The one who incarnates hundreds of times. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Bhagavan never sits back and says, just now I have gone. See, avartaha actually means going a trip, going one round. The literal meaning of avartaha means going one round. Bhagavan never sits back and says, just now I went one round and came with one avatara. Again I don't want to go. I will not go. That only you and I will tell. Bhagavan says, required, I am ready. He became a fish, he became a kurma, varaha, narasimha, whichever way a requirement comes, he is ready to adapt himself to that way and still come and help humanity. Sambhavami yuge yuge, in every yuga. Earlier, the Rakshasas like Hiranyakashipu or Ravana or Kamsa were one or two or three. Now everybody is a Rakshasa only. How many avatars Bhagavan will take? Tell me. Still, he takes Nitya avatara, it is said. Shastras say, Bhagavan in Kali Yuga takes Nitya avatara and shows the way to the devotee. What is this Nitya avatara? In the form of Guru. In the form of Shastra. He takes Nitya avatara And again he comes. How much ever we reject, look at the compassion of Bhagavan. How much ever we reject a guru, how much ever we reject the Shastra, how much ever we go and embrace the whims and fancies of the world, how much ever we show our back to Bhagavan, Bhagavan says, after all you are my child. Look at the compassion of Bhagavan. He says, Shatavartaha is called. Why? Again and again he comes and says, doesn't matter, think. Doesn't matter, analyze. Doesn't matter, come. And he helps all of us. Now look at that. Anukulaha Shatavartaha. He again and again, he 100 times. 100 Shata or Sahasra both indicate Asankhyarte. Meaning it indicates infinity. Shata or Sahasra. Shatavartaha meaning what? It is not that only 100 times he will come. It means any number of times he will come to help his devotee. Again, we must come to understand what is this devotee means. Devotee is not one who is a Veshadari. Veshadari plenty you can find. Udara nimittam bahukrita veshaha, it is said. That Veshadari is not what he means. He means the one who takes Bhagavan alone as the supreme and who is able to surrender himself to Bhagavan. From that standpoint, devotees are very rare. Think. Just by going to one temple and coming, one does not become a devotee from the highest standpoint. Just by wearing one kavi vastra or one, rudraksha or something like that, one does not become a devotee, please. Those are all. Then why do we wear it? It is a reminder again and again. It reminds us when we slip down. It reminds us. But who is a real devotee? Devotee is one who devotes himself for Bhagavan. He alone is a devotee. And to such devotees, Bhagavan will he'll come down to any level to help him. So many movies come, talking, exhibiting, showing the glory of Bhagavan, how he can come down to any level and help his devotee. One of the example, if I can take, there was one movie called Thai Mookambigai in my Matrubhasha, Tamil. There was one movie called Thai Mookambigai. In that, the Raja, the Grama Adhikari, he prepares such a big feast for everybody and huge puja vidhanam he does with about probably 108 varieties of Naivedyam, etc., calling all the best Purohits and people all over, everything, and he conducts a big, huge puja. And the very low caste lady, she brings in the previous day's food outside and she, looking at him, she offers it to Devi. Previous day's food, stale food according to our language. But the bhakti in her brings the Devi to outside that place and eat that so-called stale food and blesses her. But the Devi does not take any of the Panchabaksha Paramananda. It only indicates, it shows, these movies are very good. Unlike the modern movies which are so horrible and misleading, those movies used to take people, bring in that bhava while watching the movie. What is that bhava? The bhava of Bhagavan coming down to any level and helping true devotees. And what is the indication there? Become a true devotee. Surrender unto him. This is the call. So no conditions outside is considered. Why? Bhagavan is unconditional. Bhagavan is unconditional. So many people come and tell, oh, you should not do this at this time. You should not do that. That only these people can do. This nobody, this you cannot do. This time you cannot chant this these mantras. All 123 niyamas are given. They are given with a different attitude. We should not underestimate that. They have a place, but they are not all and end. Once it comes to true bhakti and communication with by the bhakta towards the Bhagavan, no conditions apply. Bhagavan overrules all conditions. His bhakta is more important. His bhakta's surrender is most important. His bhakta's devotion is more important. And when it comes to that, he is ready to come down to any level. How many times Bhagavan is required? He is ready to come. 100, 1,000, lakh times you want, Bhagavan is ready to come. That is why he is called Shatavartaha. But what he expects? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Yome, Bhaktya Prayachati. Underline. It is that bhakti which is the clarion call. When that bhakti is there, he is unconditional. He is not partial. Therefore, bhakti, within quotes, transcends all conditions and limitations. And Bhagavan will oversee everything and come down. Therefore, he is called Shatavartaha Dharmatranaya. To establish Dharma, Shatam. Shatam, 100 times, Avartanati Pradurbhavaha Syaiti Shatavartaha. Who incarnates hundreds of times to protect Dharma. And Bhakta, within bracket you should add. Nadishate Pranarupena Vartate iti va Shatavartaha, says Acharya Shankara. Nadishate. There are hundreds of nadis in every human being, it seems. And Pranarupena Vartate. Through pranas, he protects even the nadi rupa, it seems, according to the Shastra there. Vartate iti va Shatavartaha. Prana rupena, as pranas, he protects even the body of human beings. One who traverses through 100 nadis in the form of pranas and hence called Shatavartaha. Acharya Shankara gives this explanation. Then comes Padmi. Padmi means the one who holds Padma. Padmam haste vidyate iti Padmi. We have always heard, incidentally, in this particular Vigraha, that Padma is not there, but the indication of the same is Abhaya Hasta. What is Padma? Padma indicates purity. Padma indicates love. Padma indicates beauty. Padma indicates uncontaminated form of love towards Bhagavan. Padmam haste vidyate iti Padmi, the one who holds lotus in his hands, the one who indicates purity of mind is called peace. And this purity of mind, I shall bless you when you surrender. Ananyaha chintayantaha ye janaha mam pariti upasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. I will protect you. When the mind is pure. And purity of mind is indicated through lotus. Padma nibhekshanaha. Padma nibha. Ikshanaha. Ikshana is vision, viewing. Padma nibha, like the lotus. Bhagavan's vision is like the lotus. Padmanabhe ikshane drishau asya iti padmekshanaha. The one who has the eyes like the lotus. What does that mean? The one who visualizes with purity. The one who sees without contamination. What is this contamination here? Raga Dvesha. The one who sees the whole world, one who sees all his bhaktas without any kind of raga dvesha. Now think, what is our condition? Whenever we see a person, we have already labeled that person. This person is like this. This person is like this. This person is like this. He is good. He is bad. He is noble. He is ignoble. He is wrong. He is right. He is conducive. This person is pleasant. This person is unpleasant. Who gives all those labels? I have made. We prepare so much of labels on one person. Like that on everybody we have already labeled. Not one or two, so many labels on them. If you stick label on them, they themselves will not be seen. So many labels we put. And now see, all our thoughts are based upon those labels. Think. It is like wearing a glass with probably red color. If I wear a glass with red color glass, what I see is what? Everything red only. If I wear a blue glass, I will see everything blue. Nothing is blue actually. Because I have worn a blue glass, the whole world appears to be blue. Think. And now, when I see the world, when I see every individual with my own raga dvesha created by my own labeling. Think. Everybody have got good qualities. Everybody has got bad qualities. Everybody has got ignoble qualities. Everybody has got all types of qualities. But there are people who have good and noble qualities for a longer period of time. They entertain consciously with lot of effort, understanding, they entertain lot of good and noble qualities for a longer period of time, and other qualities are also there for a smaller period of time. They come and go. But we label a person as good or noble based on the longer period of time a person is normally. And there is another category. We see a person who is not favorable to my requirement, therefore we label him differently. Think. If there is a person who is not conducive to my way of thinking, then we label him differently and we keep him aside. Over. However good, bad, indifferent that person may be otherwise, we label and throw him away. And every time, even the name comes. In fact, the name comes for some other purpose, for some other person. But where does the mind go? That the moment we hear the name, the mind goes to this person. And this person, if he is good, I am happy. If that person is bad, even though he is not in front of me, my mind is agitated. Think. The very thought of a person can bring joy or agitations in my mind, because I look at the whole world with what? My own raga and my own dvesha. As long as my mind is contaminated with this raga and dvesha, the whole world will supply free lots of agitations. Think. And such a mind which is so much agitated, such a mind which is carried away by the raga dveshas, is a mind which can never be peaceful. Is a mind which will always be agitated, and a mind which will also supply agitations around. Think. When here it is said Padma Nibhekshanaha, Bhagavan views the whole world with Padma Nibha, like a lotus. which is uncontaminated, which is pure vision. And with that pure vision, Bhagavan is able to actually analyze the attitudes of a person and bless him accordingly. This ability to bless people according to their attitudes and with lot of compassion to evolve for evolution is the glory of Bhagavan. And this never happens in human mind. Therefore, he is called Padmanibhekshanaha, the one who has an eye like the lotus. Like the lotus means it is not Kamala Padma every time we say lotus, lotus, lotus. Sometimes people get agitated by the name called lotus. But lotus is so pure, there cannot be something other than that. Therefore, he is called Padmanibhekshanaha. Continuing with the 38th shloka. Padmanabhoravindakshah padmagarbhasharirabhrite mahardhirruddho vruddhatma mahaksho garudadhvajah. Padmanabhoravindakshah padmagarbhasharirabhrite mahardhirruddho vruddhatma mahaksho garudadhvajah. Again we will find this shloka also having similar namas. Padmanabha, the 346th nama, Padmanabha indicates Bhagavan Padmasya nabhau madhye karnikayam sthitaha iti Padmanabha. The one who obtains in the navel the middle of the lotus is Padmanabha. We all have seen the picture. From the navel of Bhagavan comes one lotus in which the creator Brahmaji is seated. What does that indicate? For creation, purity is very important. For anything for that matter. For creation, purity is required. And Bhagavan has kept the creator Brahma. In fact, he himself is that on the lotus from the Nabhi. Nabhi is the central aspect of a human being. In fact, it connects with the previous generation. Like for example, we all know when we come out of the mother's womb, that nadi is clipped and cut, which is connected to what? To the navel of the mother. What does that mean? It means we are connected to the central part of the being. Otherwise, here it is called the heart. Hriday, in the physical form we see the Nabhi, but the real central point of a human being is heart. How? Now see, in a human being who's supposed to be walking straight, the head is at the top. The ability to discrimination is at the top. And then comes the heart as a second layer. And third is the udara. And last is the genital organs. In fact, with the way the people are functioning in the world outside, by and large, because people will feel, I don't say all, otherwise it is all only. We are all walking upside down. From that standpoint. How? For all of us, our sensual pleasures is more important than anything. Then comes udara, the physical satisfaction, physical gratification. And then comes the social being, the man with compassion or love and etc. And last comes the discrimination for us. Think, are we not walking upside down? Bhagavan here is called as Padmanabha because in his heart, Bhagavan loves everybody equally. And we are supposed to have Bhagavan in our heart, which is a central part of our human being. Human being is called a social animal who has love, compassion, affection to all and live joyfully, harmoniously. What we are is a different story. What we are now is highly contaminated with our own ragadvesha. Therefore, peace is in pieces. Think. Padmanabha is the one in his nabhi has got the whole creation. Meaning, all of us are there in his heart, however we are, not because of what we are, but in spite of what we are. Bhagavan holds us in his heart. Therefore, Padmanabha. Aravindaksha. Again what? Aravinda sadrishe akshini asya iti aravindaksha. One who has a lotus eye. Very many names indicate the same meaning. Just now we saw Padmana. What is that? Just 2, 3. Padmanibhekshanaha. What is Padmanibhekshana? The one who has lotus eye. And similarly here also, Aravindaksha, whose eyes are like the lotus. While the previous one indicates purity of vision, we may take Aravindaksha as beauty in his vision, in his eyes, in the form. Various meanings we can take. Here Aravindaksha indicates the beauty of Bhagavan's eyes. Padma Garbha. Garbha, womb. Padma Garbha, in whose heart there is lotus. What does it mean again? In his heart there is purity. There is no contamination of ragadvesha. There is no contamination of individuality, etc. The heart, Bhagavan's heart, is so pure, he accepts all of us in spite of what we are. He loves us in spite of what we are. See. It is an indication to all of us how we should love others, not because of what they are, but in spite of what they are. When our vision towards others becomes like this, you will find from our bosom hatred cannot come. Disturbance cannot come. Frustration cannot come. Why? In that Garbha there is Padma, there is purity. There is acceptance. There is accommodation. Think, one who is in the lotus of the heart. One more meaning is what? He is very much in all of our heart, which is the womb. Which is a womb meaning what? In our womb of our heart, Bhagavan alone is there. Hridaya kuhara madhye kevalam brahma matram. Aham, aham, aham iti sakshat atma rupena bhati, says Ramana. Therefore, Bhagavan is the very being in the Garbha of a personality, in the inner being, the womb of a personality. Sharira Bhrit. What is Sharira Bhrit? Poshayan Anna Rupena Prana Rupena Va. Poshayan meaning what? Nourishing. Helping in being good. Helping in evolving. Nourishing here has got plenty of meaning. Poshayan. Anna Rupena, physical body. Prana Rupena, also physical body only. But at the same time, it also helps the subtle and Karana Sharira also. Sharirinam. Sharirani dharayati iti Sharira Bhrit. Sharirinam Sharirani meaning what? He nourishes the embodied bodies. Embodied bodies meaning what? He nourishes all the physical body of all creation. He nourishes in the form of what? Anna Rupena, Prana Rupena. In the form of food and in the form of vital air. Therefore, he is called Sharira Bhrit. Mahardhihi, the 350th Nama, says Mahardhihi. What does that mean? Mahati Riddhihi Vibhuti asya iti mahardihi. The one who has countless glories. One who is the very prosperity in every human life. Material, secular and spiritual prosperity. All these are blessed by Bhagavan. Therefore he is called as Mahardhihi, Riddhi, prosperity. Riddhi, prosperity meaning what? Evolution. Evolution from the baser life to the higher life. With this, we conclude today's session. We will continue tomorrow. We have completed 350th Nama today. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.